Hello, this is Jeff Jones, CEO and lead developer at JMJ Applications. This is a quick video tutorial just showing you how I worked on your code. I wouldn't say fixed, but there's nothing really wrong with your code, more like diagnosed your code. Okay, let's jump right into it. Okay, this is your code verbatim. And say about 90% there's nothing wrong with this code. Well, I believe the issue that you're having with running your code, it's not your code, it's the emulator that you're having trouble with. And let me go ahead and demonstrate what I mean. So I'm going to run your code. And again, this is verbatim. I haven't changed anything with your code. I'm going to run it on my emulator here. We're going to open up the emulator. And this isn't it right here. This is a previous. Okay, here it comes here. And it's going to crash. This is probably what you're getting as well. Alright, and it crashes. So again, it's not your code that's making it crash, it's your emulator. If you were to plug in a device into your computer and run this exact same code, it'll work just fine. What I did to diagnose the issue, let's see here, I have to pull up the right document. As I surrounded the entire code in a try and catch for null pointer. Let me show you here. Well, the entire section that's causing the trouble. There's only one section that's making it crash like that. And that's this section here in your async task. Here's your class loader async task here. So let's go ahead and wrap this entire code. You're in all of this in the to-do part. Am I in the to-do? Yes, here. Do in background, I call it, but I call it to-do. Okay. We're going to catch it as a null pointer exception. And we would do that somewhere down here. And all I'm doing is wrapping. Oh, what did I do wrong here? Wrapping your entire code in a null pointer. Here we go. It's a little sloppy because I'm holding the microphone with one hand, but so here's all your code. Now if I save this and run it, it should run just fine without crashing. And all this does is prove that that one section of code was the problem. Because nothing else crashes. Look, it works just fine. Now, of course, this isn't what you want to happen. You want images to load right there. So let's show what the problem. I can keep that null pointer because we're going to get rid of the null action. It won't null anymore because we're going to fix it. The problem again is your emulator. Let's close out this emulator here. Well, we can keep it open. And I'll go to my emulator manager right here. What you need to do is, let's go to here. This is the broken one. Go to edit, and then we want to turn on a camera, whether it be an emulator or your webcam or whatever, and then turn on the SD card. And I'll give it about 1,000 megabytes, and 1 gigabyte. Here we go. And then I hit OK. Okay, now what that did was turn on the emulator, turn the SD card on the emulator to allow you to take a picture. So I already have an emulator open. Let's go ahead and open that up with that already set. This is a different emulator, but with the same settings. Okay, now the next thing you want to do, so if you run your code without those try and catch, it won't, it will still, no, it won't null anymore because you have an SD card. One of the reasons why it nulls is because there's no SD card. For some reason, the media scanner wants to have an SD card in the device or some kind of storage. Okay, and then after that, the next task is to bring images in there. You can't have an image loader with no images. So let's go to the app drawer, and we're going to go to camera and take a picture. That's what we'll do. And then, ooh, my camera application is crashing. Let's try it again here. I think maybe because it's trying to use a webcam. Let's see here. Go to gallery. Alright, well, in theory, you're supposed to be able to take a fake picture. Something's going wrong with my emulator. The goal is, no matter where you get your images from, whether you take a picture, import pictures here, no matter what, if you can view it in the gallery, that's the goal. You have to be able to view it in the gallery. If it shows up here, then your app will run just fine. And to prove that, what we'll do is we'll go to the web. Let's do that. And open up the browser here. And look, google.com, there's their logo. Guess what that is? An image. Gonna tap and hold, save image as, download it, and then we go into the gallery, and you can see here that there is Google's logo. So it showed up in the gallery. That means it will show up in your app. If you go, before you even open up anything in your emulator or anything, open up your gallery. Is there images here? Well, then your app will work. If there is no images here, your app won't work. That's the entire goal. And now we'll run your application. Now that we have an image in the gallery, it has to be on this emulator here. There has to be images in your gallery. No matter how they get there, whether you take a fake picture with the camera or you download them from a website, if it shows up in your emulator's gallery, it will show up on your app, and it will load all the images there. How to get images in the gallery, that's a whole nother tutorial video. Another question you may ask is that, well, I thought that there were checks to make sure that if it wasn't, that it wouldn't crash. Again, with no SD card, this portion will crash. Let me show you. This, no, not that. This specific line right here will crash with no existing SD card, right? And then, even if you had an SD card, this will crash. Where is it at? I think this will crash if there are no images on that SD card, not one. So, alright, if you have any questions, just ask. This has been the tutorial for how to get your code functioning properly. And in code, it's just fine. There's more issues here. We can go over them later as well, but let's start with that. Thanks for watching.